In this video, we're going to walk through how to set up the Certifier 912 to your trailer. When we are ready to set up the Certifier 912, ensure that we have all cables, hoses, and accessories needed close by so setup is quick and easy. To begin, the first thing we are going to want to do is hook up our standard 7-way cable from the tester to the trailer. Next, we'll move on to hooking up our service glad hand to the trailer and ensure a nice seal to prevent air leaks. Then we will move on to hooking up our emergency glad hand, and again ensuring a nice tight seal. After we are done setting up our 7-way and glad hands, we are going to move on to hooking up our electronic hub to the trailer. For safety and to ensure that we don't accidentally drop the hub or sensors, I am going to walk these down to the end of the trailer to be set up in a few minutes. Now we need to supply power to the hub. I will then take my hub cable and connect it to the tester first. When looking at the connector on the cable, you will see that there are two prongs directly next to each other. This is the top of the connector and will match up to the connector on the tester. When plugged into the tester, be sure to screw the connector in so that the connector doesn't accidentally get unplugged or give false readings. Now it's time for me to get power to the hub. As you can see, I am carefully unraveling this cable as I walk to the hub to prevent any damages to the cable. Next, we will grab the hub and head under the trailer to plug in the sensors to the trailer. Now that we are under the trailer, we want to plug our power cable into the hub while again screwing in the connector. And next, I will move on to plugging in our sensors. I'll be using two sensors for this trailer and hooking one sensor into port 1 on the back of the hub and the other sensor into port 2 on the front of the hub. Again, we will want to screw in the connectors to prevent the connectors from getting loose. Now it's time to attach the sensors to the brake chambers. I like to use the ports on the back of the hub for emergency and the ports on the front for service. I am now hooking the sensor from port 1 to the emergency port on the brake canister and the sensor from port 2 to the service side of the canister. You can see in the video that we have the top sensor labeled as emergency and the bottom sensor labeled as service. This is good to remember when setting up the computer software, which we cover in our Testing the Trailer training video. Thank you for watching Lite-Check's training video for setting up the Certifier 912 to the trailer. If you have any questions, please call 800-343-8579.